The makers of Postum, the favorite mealtime drink in millions of American homes, present those two lovable old characters from the hill country, Lum and Abner. Suppose you could have a phonograph record made of what you would think as you toss restlessly in bed, unable to get to sleep. But when you played that record later on, it might sound something like this.
Sleep? Why can't I? I wonder if the children are covered. Oh, what's keeping me awake? Tomorrow I must go shopping. Bills, money. If I only had $1 million, I must settle down and get some sleep.
Now, doesn't that sound just the way it is when you're kept awake at night? One thought after another races through your head, disconnected and vague, and underlying all your thoughts, the knowledge of how miserable you feel. Well, why not consider this thought? Maybe coffee nerves is the cause of your sleeplessness. Maybe, in spite of the many people who can drink coffee without staying awake, you're one of the many others who can't. And if that's so, if you think coffee disturbs your rest, you'd better switch to Postum. For Postum contains no caffeine or stimulant of any kind that could possibly keep you awake. And Postum's economical, too. It actually costs less than 1/2 cent a cup. So by all means, if coffee robs you of sleep, drink Postum instead. See if the change doesn't help even in a few days. And after drinking Postum, say for 2 weeks, see if you aren't really sleeping as soundly as ever. Drink Postum. There's a reason. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, friends, inasmuch as this is New Year's Day, there isn't much activity in Pine Ridge. However, the Jot'em Down store is open as usual, more from force of habit than because our old friends really expect any business. And as we look in on the little community, we find Lum and Grandpappy Spears sitting beside the stove talking. Listen.
Seen the smoke boiling out of your chimney, and I wondered what in the world you was doing with the store open today. Yeah, well, I sat around the house there all morning, just come down. Even on working on the brooks. Yeah. Got to sitting here making out a list of New Year's resolutions and ain't touched the brooks. Decide to improve yourself this year, huh? Well, I made out a long list and then scratched most of them out. I believe it's better, though, to make just a few resolutions and keep them than it is to make a whole batch of them you know you ain't going to stay with. Yeah. Charity makes out my list for me every year. I ain't sure what I'm supposed to do yet, or supposed not to do. Well, one thing, I'm going to start going to church better. And I never knowed you to miss, unless you're down sick. No, but I'm going to quit going to sleep so much. Stay awake and hear what the pastor's saying. I've got to where I just use that pew for a dozing place. Yeah, so you're nodding. What else did you decide to do, Ron? Well, here's a list right here. Let's see. No smoking this year. Well, you don't smoke. No, that ought to be easy for me to keep. Here's a main one. Be nicer to Abner in 1940. Be nicer to him. Yeah, I got to thinking this morning, Grandpap. I get awful impatient with Abner sometimes. Get aggravated at him because he can't understand things, you know. Yeah, that Abner is a hard-headed somebody. Well, I don't think it's that so much. His mind just don't work fast. He means well. As well-meaning fellows I ever knowed. So I've made up my mind to be just as nice to him as I know how. Yeah, save a lot of arguments. Well, I hope so. Did the New Year's celebrators keep you awake last night? Yeah, that mill whistle woke me up at midnight. Kept blowing there. Yeah, I reckon who was blowing that thing? They not only brung the New Year in, they started with it for about 2 hours there. Caleb Weehunt blowed a hole through the roof of the blacksmith shop. He did. Yeah, put some black powder in that anvil and touched it off. Went right through the roof and come down through a spring wagon sitting out there at the side of the building. Yeah, Caleb gets a sight of enjoyment out of blowing up that anvil every New Year. Does make an awful ringing noise, but he's going to kill himself with it one of these days, sure. Yeah, but it wouldn't seem like a New Year's got you if we never hear that anvil ringing about midnight. No. Well, I'll be dead brave. Look coming yonder. I just had an idea he'd be down here. Oh, Abner. Yeah, he's all dressed up in his Sunday suit. Yeah. Happy New Year, Abner. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Well, hello, Swan. Too good, man. Happy New Year. I never knowed we was going to open up today, Lum.
We ain't. Not official. Just loafing.
Well, I just wondered if I'd got things mixed up.
No, you're just right about it. Legal holiday. Here. Take my chair. Take my chair here. Make yourself comfort.
Oh, no, I'll just sit here on this box.
No, you won't now. You just sit right here by the fire and get yourself warm.
Well,
How you feeling today?
well, I'm all right, but what about you?
Oh, I feel fine. Would you like a drink of water? Just brung in a fresh bucket a while ago.
Yeah, well, I'll get up and get one directly.
No, you won't need it. I'll get it for you now.
Well, now, I can get it, Lum.
No, just sit where you're at now.
Wait a minute here, Grandpap. What you two fellas up to?
Nothing, just sitting here talking.
Is there some bad news of some kind for me?
No. Here.
Oh, thank you, Lum. Well, what you fellas looking at me so funny for?
Well, I never knowed we would. Just standing here waiting for the dipper.
Oh,
What's the matter? Don't you feel good?
well, I thought I did when I come in here. Now I don't know where I do or not.
Would you like for me to call Doc Miller?
No, I ain't sick.
You're more likely than working too hard this last year. You're just going to have to take things easier, Abner. I might have been imposing on you, never even noted. I'll wait on all the customers.
Well, nothing.
Yeah, here, man, I'm going to have to get on back over to the place. The woman's waiting for me. Promised I'd hitch up the mare and drive her over to Uncle Henry Lunsford this afternoon. Well, I'm glad you stopped in, Grandpap. Yeah, I'll see you fellas tomorrow.
Yeah, Grandpap. I hope so.
Happy New Year. Yeah, same to you fellas. Both of you.
Mom, what's happened?
What's happened?
Yeah, you're holding back something. I can tell the way you're acting now. You're being too nice.
Oh, that's on account of my New Year's resolution, Abner.
Resolution to do what?
Well, I made a New Year's resolution to be nicer to you this year.
What for?
Well, no reason at all. I just decided I was going to start treating you better this year.
Well, I don't like it.
Don't like it? Don't like for me to treat you nice?
No, sir, and I ain't going to stand for it neither. I never was on comfort in my life. Don't feel like I belong down here no more. I feel more like company.
Well, I'll be dead, but...
Well, I can't even get up to get myself a drink of water without you jumping up and getting it for me. Waiting on me hand and foot. I ain't old. I can wait on myself. I'm just as spry as you are, every bit, Lum Abner.
Well, I ain't said you was getting old.
Well, no, you ain't come right out and said it, but I know what you're thinking. And if you think I'm going to sit around here in this chair and let you do all the work, you got another guest coming. I'll tell you that right
Well,
now.
I was just trying to be nice.
I don't want you to be nice to me. I ain't used to it, and I ain't going to try to get used to it.
All right, I won't be nice then.
Well, don't be. That's just what I want.
All right, get up out of that chair and straighten up them shelves in before I whop you one. You heard me. Don't sit there with your mouth open.
Well, good. Good for you. And when a customer comes in here, I'm going to get up and wait on them, too.
All right, you can get up and wait on them.
And I'm going to sweep out here in the morning.
All right, you can sweep out if that'll make you feel any better.
And I'm going to stack the feed room back there, stack all that feed, and deliver the groceries, and wash your front windows, and build a farm.
All right.
All right. Don't you care?
No. Do it all if you want to.
Yeah, well, now, wait a minute now. Let's don't carry this thing too far along. I might be mad and don't know what I'm saying.
Well, I was going to say, the way you're talking now, you want to do all the work.
Yeah. What's the matter with me, anyway? You can't shove all that work off onto me, Lum Abner. You're a half-partner, and you got to do half the work here, too. What in
the world is wrong with you anyway? One minute you're mad because you ain't got enough to do, and the next minute you're complaining because you got too much.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Sounds to me like you're trying to start an argument.
No, I don't think so. I don't know what's the matter with me here late. I just ain't got used to this new year yet, I reckon. Seems like I want to argue all the time. Argue with myself, even. Sat over at the house this morning, argue with myself for 3 hours.
For goodness sake. What was you arguing with yourself about?
Oh, I don't know. Just first one thing and then another. Couldn't agree with myself on nothing.
Well, don't come over here trying to pick an argument with me.
I ain't trying to pick no argument.
Yeah, done it. I tried to be nice to you, and you got mad, and then you got mad because I stopped.
I never done no such a thing. You started it yourself. Now, you can't fool me with that nice talk of yours.
Nobody's trying to fool you.
Insinuating that I'm getting too old to work here in the store.
I told you could do it all if you wanted to.
Yeah. See there? Trying to shove all the work off on me.
Well, I tried to get you to let me do the work for a while, so as you could rest up.
Oh, don't think I can handle it, huh? Well, let me tell you something, Lum Abner. I can do this work down here just as good as you can. Any day in the week,
For goodness sakes, you hard-headed idiot.
Now, don't start calling me no names now. Doggies, where's my hat? I know it oughtn't to come down here in the first place. I'll get out of here. That's what I'm...
Well, wait a minute, Abner. I was just trying to... Grannies ain't no use. Well, I'll quit sleeping in church anyway. Granny's New Year's resolution.
Poor Lum. Well, the old fellow made an honest effort anyway. A New Year's resolution that many of you parents may have made is never to lose patience with your children. Because it's not only bad for them, but it upsets you, too, when you have to scold or punish. And I'm afraid if you have a child who just won't drink his milk at meals, you may have difficulty keeping your resolution. But to make sure that you'll never have to lose patience with a little milk rebel, I'd suggest you give your children Postum made with milk. See how readily they drink it. Children love Postum, both for its dignified, grown-up look and for its delicious, mellow flavor that tastes so grand. And here's something that's very important. Postum is simply whole wheaten bran, delicately roasted and slightly sweetened. It contains no stimulants that could possibly be harmful to a youngster. And since Postum is not a rich, heavy drink, it can't spoil young appetites for other foods. Mothers, you can find simple directions for making Postum with milk on every Postum container. So make some for the youngsters soon, will you? See if they don't actually look forward to drinking milk in such a tempting, delicious form. Postum made with milk. Friends, before we get too many hours into 1940, Lum and Abner would like me to extend to you their heartfelt thanks for the many good things they've had during 1939. Your friendship and your loyalty have been among their most treasured possessions. So for the past year, thanks. And for the coming year, of which this is the first day, may we wish you health and happiness, and as much pleasure out of these visits to Pine Ridge as the makers of Postum and Lum and Abner have in bringing them to you. Lou Crosby speaking, and a happy New Year.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.